This is Frank DeRose, bass instructor at the School of the Blues, with the next installment of Blues Jam Survival, Songs We Should Know. Today, I'm going to review the song Sweet Home Chicago. I'm going to review the Eric Clapton version. This song features a root note shuffle, and this song also is one of many that fall into the category of a hybrid. Meaning, if the song is a 12-bar blues, it could also have a quick change and a non-quick change progression, as it does in Sweet Home Chicago. There are versions of Sweet Home Chicago that do the breaks on the first four measures of the progression, usually later in the song, but the Eric Clapton version does not. So, you get the tab open and I'll get set up and we'll learn Sweet Home Chicago. So on the tab, I have tried to condense all the elements of many of the versions that you would encounter out there. Some of the versions are non-quick change all the way through. Some versions by artists that are posted on YouTube can be the quick change all the way through. The Eric Clapton version mixes the non-quick change, for instance, that happens in the opening 12 bars while he's doing the guitar melody, the guitar headline, which is actually a modification of Little Walter's Everything's Gonna Be All Right. And when he starts singing, "Come on, baby, don't you want to go?" then that's the quick change. So in this play-along track that I created in Band in the Box, I'm going to play the first 1.5 times through the song. The first time is the not quick change, and I will play the second time through part of it through the quick change so you can hear the difference and follow along. I've also notated down below the tabs, the bottom, where we would play the notes should somebody want to do the Blues Brothers version or use the breaks that are featured in the Blues Brothers version, where we play the first note of each of the first four measures on the one chord. So now, as you can see, this is shuffled all the way through, except the turnaround. I wrote the turnaround here to be a quarter note walk, so it's a little easier to hear and oftentimes a little easier to play, and it helps us get recalibrated. Should it be rather fast, sometimes it gets counted off really fast, and we can pull ourselves back into the groove with the turnaround that becomes a quarter note walk. So that's going to be the turnaround. So now I'm going to look down and fire up the player, and we'll learn Sweet Home Chicago. Quick change. Yeah. There you have it. Oh yeah. Sweet Home Chicago, great rockin' song. People jump up and get out on that dance floor. So now I'm going to give you a little bonus feature. I'm going to set up and I'm going to do this band track with a walking bass part, and I'll put up the tab as well. So don't go anywhere. As you can see from the tab, this is a quarter note walk, and this bass pattern is the 1-3-5-3. And we're going to play that all the way through, except for measures 11 and 12, which is the turnaround. So measure 11, we're going to do a 1-3-5-6 for that E chord. And then for the first beat of measure 12, we're actually going to play the octave of the E note. And then we're going to do 3 quarter notes of the B. And then back to the beginning. That's a different kind of turnaround that many Delta blues, Chicago blues, when the guitar plays that descending line, when we actually play the B on the bass, they're playing the E again. The B is the 5th of the E. It's a harmony note. And that's why, and that's how it fits together with that sound. But in this case, I decided to give us a little different sound of the turnaround. And it gives us that real hip coolness to our bass pattern, to our turnaround. So now let me look down here at the player, and I'll kick it off, and we'll do Sweet Home Chicago with a quarter note walking bass line. Quarter note walk, it's powerful, but the song does sound a little different depending on how we play the bass. So with all that said, you have 2 versions, and there's many more out there for you to investigate on your own. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with some final thoughts. This song comes up at our local jams all the time. In fact, there are 3 prominent versions of this song that as a bass player you need to know. The Eric Clapton version, which a lot of the current crop of guitar players gravitate towards Eric Clapton as their introduction to the blues, and that's not a bad thing. I love his blues albums and blues recordings. Another version is the Buddy Guy, different kind of guitar part. And lastly, from almost 40 years ago, the Blues Brothers version of Sweet Home Chicago. Duck Dunn did a totally different bass part built on the root 6-5-6 pattern, which I did not cover today. So if you've enjoyed today's lesson, please feel free to send me a small donation to my PayPal account, which is shown below as well as in the ending credits. And if you want to learn more about playing blues bass, get my books. You can see them over my shoulder. The blue one is the method book that teaches us the basic building blocks of playing blues and playing bass in general. The full color cover, the one that features my Sunburst bass in its full glory, is a play-along track book that features 15 full-length play-along tracks, song-length play-along tracks. And the green book is the essential blues bass grooves. There's over 40 different bass grooves, bass patterns, drum parts in this book. So please, get yourself the books. And until I see you again, keep on thumping that bass. Bye for now.